everyone. Welcome to another very exciting episode of Was That in Good Taste? I'm one of your hosts. My name is Chandler Phillips.
My name is James Beery.
And you're going to tell us where the drugs are going. We got a super fun episode because we're talking about childhood toys. And just childhood toys.
Toys, our memories,
toys.
the holidays.
See, toys are we. And
It's Nerf or nothing.
We're not sponsored or nothing, but when it comes to sponsors, we're looking for either Nerf
Or nothing.
or nothing.
Don't forget, like, comment, or subscribe. Or else.
Under threat of Nerfified. Because Nerf is anything but nerfy.
I think it's about the holiday time, right?
Yeah.
So of course, what do? We talk about toys, right? Things around toys. I'm older than you, but we're kind of the same. So I think it'd be kind of interesting. Actually, it just occurred to me to kind of talk about our history, getting maybe toys or gifts on holidays and birthdays. That'd be really fun.
That would be a fun episode topic.
I know. It's like
Let's do that.
It's Nerf or nothing. We know we're doing that right now. But first, we have this amazingly delicious cocktail that I don't think we have a name for yet.
We're going to call it a sunset of whimsy.
Okay, yeah. Because I was going for the whimsy.
Yeah.
I kind of liked whim.
It's a bit of a spin on a tequila sunrise in that it doesn't have tequila, nor does it sunrise. It is Tropicana orange juice with...
It's orange juice. You're not sponsoring us, but if you'd like to sponsor us, it could look just like this.
Wait. But if you were to sponsor us, it's Nerf.
Or nothing.
Or nothing. But yeah, it's orange juice and then the passion fruit liqueur that comes in the pineapple bottle.
Cognac.
Yeah.
The cognac with the passion fruit in it.
Yeah. And pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
And we put it in these fun little juice boxes. So we shake it up. And then we put Pisco in it. The Pisco that was previously featured in our black-eyed Pisco sour. El Gobernador.
Oh my God. There might have been way too much blue carousel because that is so blue. Oh my.
That is super blue.
And it has warheads in it.
Not
warheads, sweet, hard candy. Hold on. There we go. Look at this guy. Yeah. That's crazy. Hey, I like how everybody's so quiet now because these glasses are so. Wow. This is so beautiful, and so that was kind of the intent of why I wanted to do the blue crest on the bottom.
Yeah,
I just
create a little separation.
Measured the amount. It was only half an ounce.
Oh, that's a lot of blue carousel.
No, but taste it though.
Okay, The intention with this cocktail was to emulate the yellow, blue, and orange colors represented by the Nerf brand. Oh, jeez. I swear it. And it seems like the blue might have taken over a little bit.
I don't know, actually. This is gorgeous. Give this a taste. Okay. I didn't want to comment on it yet until you had something.
Well, I mean, that's just a delicious orange juice with booze in it. That's fantastic. I would drink that for brunch. I would drink way too much of that for brunch.
I think that the blue carousel looks like it's going to overpower it. It looks like it's going to overtake it. But one, it's not. And two, this is one of the things I really want to get into. It's like doing larger or batched cocktails where you take larger amounts of liquids.
Like the bigger format kind of thing.
Yeah, and you add a little bit more, right? So adding maybe one more standard drink or half of a standard drink more. And then you kind of get a punch.
You know, some people say that they feel like they have to do the work in that kind of situation. But I think it's really given you the opportunity to play with your food the way we're taught not to in our youth. You can make it to the way you want it, and it invites a certain ingenuity and creativity that comes with playing with toys. We have a couple real fun little toys set up here. What's the story behind the train set?
Well, we have here a bunch of the MTA trains here. So we have, I think this is the RJ45. This is the A train. This is the newer model here. Look how cute it is. When I was a young boy, my mother bought me a train set to put under the tree.
Oh, you wait real quick. You got the no pulp and I got the some pulp one.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, ain't this just a pulp fiction?
Oh, how much is left in yours?
So much.
Let me see.
Here, try it out.
Feel. We're doing a thing.
Ooh, I'll trade you. I'll trade you the rest of it.
I feel like it's about the same.
That's about the same.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Problem solved. Don't you listen? You're in on it now. Okay.
So tell me more about the.
So I just got these trains because I like trains. I got the different MTA trains. I got the A train and I got the train set.
I like the.
You wanted something else from me?
No, I was just.
I'm kidding.
It reminded me of a time when I would play with trains, and at that time, this is the anecdote. This is the anecdote to that time.
Oh,
Buckle up.
Oh, I'm ready.
There once was a time when I played with trains, and it was when I would go to the teacher supply store along with my mother, whomst was a teacher at the time, and therefore needed supplies at said store. And while she shopped the aisles, I found myself playing amongst the Thomas the Tank Engine train sets that they had on demo display. And I would play hours and hours as my mother shopped. It felt like days had gone by. But alas, it had only been 20 to 30 minutes because looking back on how errands were actually run, it didn't have to take hours. But as you know, your perception of time as a young child is distorted in a way that even comes to distort even further with age.
Did you ever get like toys when you would go shopping with your mother or be on errands with your mother?
Every now and then, when I was a young boy, we would go to the Toys R Us.
Ooh, the Toys R Us.
And more than likely, we would simply peruse the Toys R Us and window shop, as so to speak.
Okay, this is good, by the way. That's why I'm drinking. I'm like,
It is a good cocktail.
I'm like chugging it.
It's
Also, the Sun Pulp is better. I like it.
I thought you would.
I like it better.
I don't dislike it. It was just like, eh. So we occasionally go to the Toys R Us, and then we would be like, oh, this would be a good gift idea. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then, every now and then we get a little something, something. Maybe, all honesty, usually it was a Bionicle. I fucking loved Bionicles. But I think one of the coolest gifts I ever got was a tadpole to frog terrarium that you get in like the science shops, and then you send your mailer into the company, and then they send you tadpoles in the mail. It just so happened.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they send you.
I'm just over here chugging my beverage, and I'm hearing you're getting tadpoles in the mail.
You're supposed to get tadpoles that you send once you get the package, and you're like you send a mail thing, and then they send it. So on the package it says caution, there's fucking tadpoles in this. Well, it got delivered to our mailbox in the middle of August in Northern California in the Valley. It gets up to 108, 115 on the hot days. Well, these tadpoles were just a tad bit scorched by the time they got to us, and I was very distraught about it because I don't like to see the sad baby frogs. And
they sent it to tadpoles in the mail.
They sent tadpoles in the mail. I don't know how this was supposed to work. I don't understand. But so instead, a week later, my dad and I went to the creek and caught a couple of tadpoles and brought them into our terrarium. and raised them to be little frogs and then released them as
Hey.
frogs. And it's about the tadpoles we capture along the way. What's your favorite toy memory?
Wow, that's so hard because I'm so lucky. We were so poor. My mother loved me, so she tried very hard. And I think my biggest memory, and I might have mentioned it on the podcast before, was there was one Christmas where I just didn't want to go to sleep, so I stayed up really late, and there were no gifts under the tree, and I stayed up to 3:30 in the morning, and then I fell asleep finally, and I woke up at 6 in the morning, and the tree was packed with toys,
God damn.
and there
Santa
was
got you.
and there was a car set just like this, and it had a track, and it was set up.
Like a Hot Wheels?
The kind where it has the metal in the middle, and it has actual electricity, so you can the
slot cars.
Yeah, then the slot cars. Yeah, and then
Oh,
my mother had put it together and everything. And that might not have been the best gift, but that was so memorable. That
a pretty
or
memorable
the
one.
N64, where first she handed me something and I opened it, and it said RF adapter, and I looked at it very confused, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool, thank you." And then she handed me something else, and it was a Nintendo 64 game, and I was really confused, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And I really in my head was like, "I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna read the book. I'm gonna, I was just gonna keep this, And then she gave it to me, and I was like, duh.
And then it clicked. It finally clicked.
I was like, oh, that makes sense.
I got another one. That's
Hit me. Love it.
Well, another really great gift that I got was, I think I was 4, and I was super into the Crocodile Hunter. And this is actually not the first time I brought up the Crocodile Hunter
No,
today.
it is not.
But I was super into watching Crocodile Hunter, and so my parents got me a 5-foot stuffed crocodile and a t-shirt and some other. I think that's actually when they got me the terrarium with it too, because they were like, "Oh, this kid fucking loves frogs and lizards and shit." And just I still have the crocodile to this day. He had it coming. That train had it fucking coming. Don't tell anyone what you saw here. That's a good kid. And so I remember just how excited I was as a 4-year-old seeing a crocodile the size of me. And there were a couple times I was wrestling with it and I accidentally ripped part of it. And you know what happened? My dad went back, stitched it up, and did it with thick ass yarn.
Wow, I love that.
Tent repair yarn. And so it was yeah, all right, it's good. It's stitched up now, and it's not gonna. We still have it. We still have it. We had it.
Wow, that's so lovely.
Keep many dogs company.
We're gonna lose the portion of our audience who hates their parents. we're gonna lose the portion of the audience who I love and respect, who just have the worst relationships with their parents.
It's okay. They'll just have a great relationship with our parents.
Hell yeah, you're part of the family now.
You're in. Welcome to the club.
You can't say it though.
As long as you bring a good potato salad.
How did I know you were gonna say potato salad? I feel like only white people think potato salad's a thing to bring to fucking. I think I've never been to a barbecue and there was potato salad, macaroni salad.
I was thinking of the one thing that I wished was at the Thanksgiving recently that it wasn't there, but I wasn't gonna make it myself. Because there was one thing I was like, oh, I hope there's deviled eggs here, and then I said, wait, I can make deviled eggs, and so I made sure there were deviled eggs at that Thanksgiving. But a potato salad, I'm not gonna go through all that work. I don't even live there. What?
You don't even live there.
I don't even live there. And so instead, I would opt to have someone bring a potato salad. Another really cool Christmas I had.
This is turning into talking about Christmas. You didn't know birthday gifts?
Oh, birthday gifts are pretty badass too.
No, because that's like I feel like that's where the underrated gifts get like really given because it's like a day for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not like a holiday share with other people where if you get something, it's like like a Santa Claus themed thing
But
or a
like
Christmas colored thing.
on Christmas though, that's when like the deals happen. So the stuff that's like kind of big ticketed stuff.
Depends when your birthday is.
That's true. I mean, I'm in the middle of spring. I'm
Yeah.
an Aries, baby.
Yeah.
There's no sales happening. Nothing's on sale.
But you don't like your birthday?
No, I love my birthday. I think my birthday's
Right?
hilarious.
Yeah, I feel like because our birthday, while it's 30 days apart, it's exactly 30 days apart in the same month. Right? I feel like that time of year is far enough away from all other holidays
it really does.
that you get better gifts.
Okay. What's your favorite birthday gift that you got?
Oh man.
Or maybe not even favorite, but just like most memorable first one that comes to mind, and then we can rattle off a couple. So that way you don't have to like try to one up the like thing.
Mine is just like my mother took me to see Jurassic Park in the movie theater.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
yeah.
Wait, which one?
The
first one?
I even have a whole story about I was like this girl was there and I never forgot this. The girl was there and she was like my age and she was in front of me and she offered me like her popcorn or something. And then when I was in high school, I met her.
Did she offer you popcorn?
No, she actually kind of sucked.
Oh,
but that was like a really good memory that I met some random strange girl.
clever girl.
You know, that's like, you know,
I was
but like,
hoping to just shoehorn that in somehow, but it needed to get there anyway.
that's not the one. Wait. I fail every time. Every single time.
You should label those.
Jurassic Park is like my favorite movie because of that. I think it's a masterpiece, but you know, that was a gift. And I know it's not a toy the same way. Okay, but the nightmares I had of that you take home with you. You carry that with you into adulthood.
So it's funny you say Jurassic Park because one of my favorite toys, just like that I would have toys on hand to play with, was I had a box of just dinosaur figurines because I fucking love dinosaurs. And I would do like little like storylines with the dinosaurs of like oh, this guy's fighting this guy and then this guy's protecting this guy and then it was a whole Sons of Anarchy.
What were your like, do you remember any of your storylines?
Oh, so okay, so I had a set that had like 6 different types of dinosaurs and then an egg with like an emerging baby one out of it. And so there was like a Brontosaurus, an Allosaurus, a Stegosaurus, a Triceratops, and I want to say Pachycephalosaurus. That's the one with the like the hard top on the head.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
And am I missing one? I might be missing one. But either way, there would be like all of them were acting on behalf of their baby, and really the babies would just have beef. And so it would be like, oh well, I gotta do this because of this, and then be like the T-Rex has to fucking fight the Brachiosaurus because like the baby Brachiosaurus was talking hella shit to the Allosaurus baby, and then the Stegosaurus was like, come on guys, come on But then their adult counterpart was much more like, I'll fuck anybody up, dude. Like on sight, whatever this little baby Stegosaurus says, you're done.
What's the name of that dinosaur movie? What's the name of the main character's Littlefoot?
Oh, Land Before Time.
Man Before Time, Part 6. That's what you just made right there.
I did. Dude, there were so many iterations of Land Before Time, and I had like 3 of them on VHS.
Wow, that's so interesting. I feel like we all played with like toys the way you did when we were children. I didn't have dinosaurs, but my father used to work at McDonald's, and so he would always send me the Beanie Babies. And so I had like,
That just unlocked a deep core memory. Yeah.
what is the name of the name? What was it? The Snuggie, the fabric softener. It's
Oh,
like
the
a
bear.
lamb
Oh,
or whatever. Yeah, it's
uh-huh.
like a fuzzy little. I used to have that. I used to take my blankets and I would lift it and I would let it fall, and it would be in the shape of a mountain. And I would just make sure it's like crafted, and then I would put the Beanie Babies and like little clans and put them on different sides of the mountain, and I would have them like have conflict. I would have them have conflict.
They would always have some sort of
And
conflict.
it'd be like some serious conflict, some
And
interpersonal
with
drama.
stakes too. Oh, it wasn't until like I think my brother got to be like 4 or 5, and then that's when we first got Nerf guns. Was because then he was mobile enough to be target practice, but not just unarmed target practice. And so we then would we had a 2-story home, and so we would set up where like one person's base is upstairs and the other person's base is downstairs, and you have to charge either way. And so sometimes, you'd be camping in one zone, and we didn't even play with flags. It was just like a what is it? Search and destroy missions of Call of Duty.
Haha.
But we were playing that with fucking Nerf guns, and it was so much fun. There were times where he had the long shot on me, and just sniped out.
Talented.
Just
wow.
sniped out.
Wow.
The boy is
He's handsome.
prodigy.
He's strong. Smart.
he's an American sniper. He's the next Bradley Cooper, really.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There were also times where I just charged him. Was like, just hit him.
You got him
Just-
good.
You got. I was. As an older sibling, you have to.
Did you have to share a lot of toys?
I think most toys we shared, except, okay, this was kind of one that I still remember. When I became old enough to have a Game Boy, I got the Game Boy Advance. When he got old enough to have a Game Boy, it was the SP, and I was hella jealous, but I would only play it when I had to ask him permission to play his Game Boy SP.
That's crazy.
And, we worked out a system because, I had the Advance, but I'd have to like sit in the, you have to angle the screen to get the perfect lighting on the screen.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm talking? So there were like long ass.
Oh, I know.
We were on car rides going from like fucking from Sacramento to Las Vegas or vice versa.
Fucking playing Golden Sun like this.
Oh,
With into the light like this.
Yeah, there'd be stretches of road where there are no street lights. It's just reflectors, and he's sitting there in his fucking car seat, just boop doop doop boop boop playing Pokemon, and I'm like, I am just trying to play a Kirby game. I'm trying to kill a god as a pink pile of fluff. You think?
But you're making it happen between the, like the random beams of moonlight.
As they were as the oncoming traffic would
the
come
oncoming
in,
traffic, like through the trees, just the little flickers of light
I would scooch
illuminating your
down.
screen.
I would try to get like whatever light was bouncing off of him and his screen and then also by the time like the DS came out, I was onto consoles, and then he was all about the DS, and so I was like, hey, let me play a little Mario Kart on the DS, dude. And he'd be like, hold on, dude, I'm about to beat this Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And so I never really played a lot of Pokemon games.
I'm so confused at how old you are. Because when these games came, I'm so confused. What the fuck is happening? How did you play these games? Were you like 2 years old?
No, I was like, wait, how old was I? I was very advanced for my age. But,
You're talking about these games like you played them when they came out. Were you alive when Diamond and Pearl came out?
The boy was alive.
How old were you, like 2003?
Old enough. Old enough to party.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I was old enough to at least know.
I'll just see you in a little tiny electric little car. You pull up. You look around. You look at the other preschool girls, right? Because you're like literally a toddler, and you go, "Eh, you know it's great. I get older.
You know what's great about that?
They keep staying the same age."
Because I'd shit myself. Is that
Of course. Yeah. It's so crazy because, so here's the thing. An actually awesome question. Do you have any toys as an adult that are appropriate for talk on YouTube and Spotify?
So there was a time when my friends and I, we all lived in the similar area, or at least all had cars, where we would keep a Nerf gun in the car. And at first it was like every Friday, then it was like every 14th and 30th of the month. But then we've since tapered off, but there were Nerf days where it was just standoff, one shot, one kill kind of deals. And so we all kept at least, I had one that was like a pen that had a single load launcher thing, but it was a writing utensil on the other side.
That's crazy actually.
I kept that in the glove box, or in the door side. And we would have these Nerf days where it would just be a standoff. And you would go to pick someone up to just be like, "Hey, bud, you want to go hit up the Sonic? We can go get some slushies. It'll be a good time." And they'll be like, "Yeah, I'd be down for that, buddy. Let me just grab my coat."
Let me just grab my coat.
And they come out with their coat over their arm like so. "Don't worry, I just have my coat with me. You know how those Sonic parking lots can get oh so chilly. Especially when you're sipping on a Sonic iced frosty Fruitista Freeze." I think I just said
It is pretty cold.
It is pretty cold.
It's pretty chilly.
And then next thing you know, bam! They pull the thing on you. You got. And you're out of the running for the rest of the Nerf game. So you always got to keep an eye.
You always got to keep your head on a swivel. You don't know what I'm going to do. You don't know what I'm going to do.
You don't want to let them know your next move. Because if they know their next move...
Yo, what counts as a toy? Dirty mind. Behave yourself.
That's a good question. What does count as a toy? Is it something that you can play pretend with?
Oh, damn. You hit down. I don't know. I'm asking you.
Is it something that evokes your imagination?
I don't know. You keep asking me questions. I asked you.
Is it something that perhaps tickle a childlike sense of wonder within your stomach?
I don't think you understand how questions work.
Permission to treat the witness as hostile, Your Honor.
Permission granted.
Now listen here, buddy. I'm going to tell you what you think makes a toy. Something that gives pleasure. That's what... Okay, but is that not what you wanted to say?
Actually, that's just like so true. A toy is something that gives pleasure. A toy is something that satisfies. A toy is something that is fun to have around and play with.
A toy is something that evokes a creative side of you that allows you to take on different personas, personalities, narratives, and just create to your mind's content.
A toy is a moment of escapism. An object, maybe, or a fun moment that takes you from where you are now to a place just a little bit better.
A toy is the weapon of the bourgeoisie in order to placate the masses into not mobilizing against their own accord.
Q drop number 5,566.69. Wink, wink.
A toy.
Don't.
A toy is something that lets you have a little fun, make a little love, and get down tonight.
I never had a toy. The privilege you had. I was poor. I didn't have toys. When I used to go to Toys R Us, the people in the Toys R Us used to beat me.
I feel like being poor isn't an excuse to not have toys. Like, were you poor and uncreative?
It's so funny because I used to, you're about to find out, I used to find these toys. So where I used to live, I don't live there now. So if you want to go to 149th Street and 8th Avenue in Harlem in New York City, go ahead because I don't live there. And anyway, I used to live there.
But I don't now.
I don't now.
But he doesn't now.
What if I actually did? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that silly.
You just
actually,
dox yourself.
The building doesn't exist anymore. Literally, it got torn down.
So if you want to go there,
it doesn't exist. And
good
I don't
luck.
And I don't live there. So around the corner, there was like, it's very strange. It was like a gate and then some stairs. And down the stairs, there was like grass and you could see the buildings around you, and there was like trash. And I would go digging through the grass, and you would find toys that people discarded that they had thrown out of the windows.
You found an aisle of misfit toys.
I used to always go.
Who ever heard of a Charlie in the box?
I used to always go dig into the trash just for toys. I used to have toys. You know,
what kind of toys did
they
you
were
get?
just like, you know, I literally have one I found at work the other day, like a kid dropped. It's like a little Mario Kart with wheels, you know, and it's like a little figurine.
Wait, you went there recently?
No, I'm saying like at work, a kid just dropped that. It's a toy like that, like a little Mario, like a Mario Kart, but not a Mario Kart. It'd be like a little plastic cheap toy from whatever was the fucking the 90s, you know. And it was just like there, like toys, and sometimes like I think I found like a Biker Mice from Mars toy. You know, sometimes you would find things. I think that the kids would throw the things out the windows, you know, or the things would fall out the
Silly
windows.
kids.
And I don't know, I used to go dig into the trash. I used to find little toys, little treasures. Just used to find.
That's actually super sweet. That's
Used
like,
to find little treasures just among the crack vials, and you know.
hey, they can't all be diamonds, but sometimes.
Hey, at least it was crack vials and their heroin needles.
Wait, you're saying at least it was crack vials and not heroin needles?
Yeah, for my benefit, not for the benefit of people who are addicted to those toxic substances. I'm just saying, because I was digging through the trash. Had it been needles, then I would have been at risk.
At risk of what?
Well, of contracting HIV, because especially at the time, this was the early '90s. I think that while HIV was known as not being transmitted purely by gay people, it was still kind of rampant, and you know, so if heroin was big in Harlem, I'd probably have AIDS right now. But fortunately for me, it was crack.
And this is why we count our blessings. Did you ever have do you ever play with like a doctor set toys?
No, but I used to get like, I remember like, I got this my mother, I love my mother so much. We would always play games and we would always have toys, right? And so she would always go out of her way to like get me things. Even though we didn't have any money, she would save up her money and either get me like a little thing or, you know, like Christmas, she'd give me like socks and then always something like fun. And when she saved more money, she gave me like one of those little computers. It was like a little tiny desktop, but it was like with a cheap LCD screen and it was like presets and you could play like maybe math games on it.
Oh, that's
you know. Then she dropped it into a bucket of water by accident, so she bought me another one that I didn't like as much, but it was better because it was like a laptop version.
And that's where this all started.
You know, we would always play these like, games, and she bought me, or maybe my father sent her this McDonald's one, and they still kind of make these today, but it was like weird and like edible. You would take the stuff, and it was like you would take Frosted Flakes, and you would take it and mash it up, right, and wet it,
Okay.
and then you would put it in the mold to form a bun. So then you would form like a Big Mac or whatever, you know, and you'd like put the stuff on it. And there was like it was like a little fry station, a little burger thing. And it had like all these forms and stuff, and had another one that was like a science kit. And you would like make the candy.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like
I
a
remember
Frankenstein or
those.
some, and then you would like,
It's like gummy stuff.
yeah,
then
and you
put
like dip the
powder.
thing in, and it would like be gooey, and it would come out. And it also had this one was not edible. It was like creepy crawlers.
Oh,
And it
you
was
just
like-
make the like the stretchy.
Yeah, you
rubber
would
things?
have to make the liquid, pour it into the thing, heat it up. So I was allowed to have a small, tiny hot oven, and then you would put the thing in there, and then you would make yourself a little rubber creepy crawler.
I was always kind of annoyed that like I wanted an easy bake oven, but all the marketing around easy bake oven was like it's for girls.
It's for, and you're like, I'm not a girl, at least not yet.
And I'm just like I just want to make cake. Just want.
You just want to make cake.
I'm just hungry, man. I just want some cake. I just want to make.
It's so funny because I'm sure these things still exist, but a lot of these toys don't seem as popular now as they were back then. I guess because kids can just play. I'm not one of those people. I'm not doing that thing where it's like kids these days. But like, there's no need to really make a thing that's going to make a mess and probably burn your child for you to have a not good snack when they'll learn a lot and can play like a cooking mama for kids game.
It's kind of sad. I mean, like the hands-on experiences of like trying to eat melted plastic is just something that
I mean, I
I
think
feel like kids everywhere should still have.
that's why I think physical toys still are like around, you know. That's the reason why, you know, you go to Target. That's why Toys R Us has come back in some form or fashion inside of Macy's stores. And I bet you in a few years you're going to start seeing standalones again because, you know, people always act like kids don't go outside, don't play with others, don't play with toys and things like that. But they do. They just are on their iPad between.
It's true.
And then adults complain, but that's what they do.
But I feel like as someone who doesn't have kids and doesn't interact with the youth at all, my experience and observation is that kids are actually getting just more specialized in their interests. And so like if they are interested in a toy, they'll kind of not do the toy version of the thing, but just do the thing because they have access to like YouTube to just show like where I'm saying I would have liked to have had an easy bake oven because I'm like, oh, I would have liked a little nudge in the creative direction of cooking. Now kids would just be like, I'm gonna just go on YouTube.
Oh yeah, actually, like because kids will just be
like,
making like you're
kids
like
can just make the thing.
You're like I want an easy bake oven, and there's like a kid on TikTok who like started a business herself without any help. Her parents just like stand there to make sure she's okay, and she like makes a cake company, and like now she's making $1 million. Why? Because the access to the internet, you know, the ability to like just look and be like, how to do a kickflip, how to do a kickflip. You know how long it took me to do a fucking kickflip?
6 months.
Oh my God. It was crazy because, you know, YouTube didn't, I was like going on websites, like trying to look and I couldn't really find anything.
And try to figure out diagram by diagram.
Yeah, it was
it's
like
like
a picture.
figuring out an IKEA
my
furniture.
God, they did put your foot on the middle back of the tail, put your foot back.
Put your foot on the
left foot-
southwest node of the fourth quadrant of the fuck out of here.
Put your left foot forward, kick back.
You know, to make a kickflip, sometimes you have to take 2 steps backwards to go 1 step forward.
Up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. Yeah,
Fatality.
I used a reference from an old video game. Ha ha ha. Do you think video games are toys?
I think toys are video games, but I don't think video games are toys.
Explain. Ooh, that sounds profound. Now make it so.
We're all just living in a simulation, man. No, this kind of goes back to how I was like, toys are just kind of something that allows us to play pretend. And I think that goes for even stuff that we're going to be like our toys. Because those allow you to kind of don a whole different personality, and play pretend.
He's like adult toys, play pretend. He's not talking about adult. Oh, what the fuck are you talking? What kind of toys in a back? I'm sorry. I just
Talking about cosplaying, role playing, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You just went far. You know, you say adult toys. I think like simple things, like things that go. You know.
Are you?
I'm not. Hey, I'm not shaming nobody.
Are you not playing some sort of pretend?
I guess. I don't know. Me, I just look blankly up at the ceiling and I think about nothing. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Yes.
So it's like a little combination of your thing too, where you're like, it's something that lets you have fun and gives pleasure to the fun.
Of course. It's not just about having fun.
It's about having pleasure in the fun.
Yeah, it's about having. I don't know what the fuck that means. It means it's like having a good time.
Having a good time.
And I have a lot of adult toys. Like I have VR headsets and
I have a lot.
video game systems and a computer. And every time I go to my computer like 10 times a day and I turn it on and I turn it off, it's me playing with my toy because I couldn't have a good computer when I was a child. And I have my video game systems. I go and I buy the video games and I play them, but then I get another game. And I buy that one. I play a little bit of it. And, except for like maybe Spider-Man and like Baldur's Gate, which I'm working my way to. Leave me alone, Chandler. Okay. I fucking takes me, it's like a toy. They're all just toys. And I play with them. I touch them. Sometimes I wipe them down for fun. Everybody does this shit.
Wait, that's how you play with it? You're like, oh, it's a toy if I have to wipe it down.
No, but I think that everybody has their own thing. For some people, I think shoes are a toy. Okay, when they're spending their money on their TCG, I mean shoes, and they're like going and buying secondhand shoes to fill out their collection so they can post it on their website where they can post reviews about their shoes, or they can like post to their audience to
Do you
share.
think toys are inherently tactile?
I think that, because I haven't mentioned an experience, but I think that inherently they are, right? Because like a toy is a thing, but I do think when talking about toy giving times, birthdays, particular holidays, right, then a thing is effectively equal to a toy, right? Because I don't know, as a kid, you get a toy, you're gonna play with it twice sometimes, right? Not always, unless it's the thing. Because if you get because the time they give you a gift and it's like the thing.
But a gift isn't always a toy.
Yeah, but a gift is not always a toy. That's why toys for gift giving days aren't always physical. Because the same kind of feeling you can get from your mother giving you a toy, you can get from on your birthday, your mother doing something special for you. So I feel like for like birthdays and Christmas and maybe like Hanukkah or something, Eid. I don't know. Leave me alone, okay? Anyway, like for any of those holidays, right, in which people love each other and give each other gifts of any kind, sometimes people will like, what if you have enough toys? And instead of a toy, the thing that you need is like, to go out and do a thing, right? That's like the same. You're playing. If you're playing right now, if you're playing with this glass, it's a toy. You drink water out of it. If you drink out of it, it's a glass, right? Or it's a spaceship, right?
So then, what makes it the thing that transforms it from object to toy would be imagination?
Yeah, I can
imagination.
see that. I'm not doing the thing. It's not.
Well, because like
Imagination.
this is a gun,
that is not that word.
but this is not.
This is not a gun.
This is not a gun.
And this is something that you can't say on TV. No, I'm not gonna do that.
So this is not a gun.
So no, I'm not gonna do that. Please.
Yeah, don't.
No, because if I do it,
it's not funny.
Like, can you imagine me going like this, and then like making a joke, and then somebody's like, I don't know why you would do that. Then I have to go in the comments and be like, oh,
Listen,
actually,
sorry, it's
okay.
just-
So, would you like to know how many times I felt like doing that? Let me play my toys the way I want.
This is not a gun.
That is actually something I like a lot, which is when it comes to playing with toys, is being able to play with them however you like.
Yeah.
And I feel like, so actually, oh man, this is so cool. Somebody I've known for a long time, they helped form something called the Flourishing Preschool. It's just like a preschool, and it's done using the Pickler method. I don't know what the fucking that is.
Invented by Kelly Pickler
If it's bad,
from American Idol.
if the Pickler person's a racist, I'm sorry, I don't know this, okay? What I do know is they're big on free play, right? They're big with like letting the kids just play with the toys,
Free play.
and experience the toys and do what they want with the toys.
Yeah.
Because some people, you watch them play with children, and they hand them like this train and the track.
And they're
and-
like, the train goes on the
And
track.
like the
like
train
this.
goes on the track, and the kid goes, "Oh, I want to go like this." They're gonna figure it out eventually, but they're like, "No, the train goes on the track like this."
There you go.
And I'm not gonna go into like a thing
you
about like
stupid kid. There's a train on the track.
I'm not gonna go into like a whole thing about rigid thinking because it's not that fucking serious. But really, it's just that like people don't understand that children's just need fun, and anything can be a toy in any way. I used to take Nerds boxes, and when you open both flaps, it looks like it's the engines of a ship.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and take the little Nerds box, and I'll be
Little
like,
thrusters.
"Phew," but up until an age that I'm not comfortable admitting.
Yesterday.
No, because I don't eat Nerds anymore. But trust me,
Are they not vegan?
I don't know. I just don't eat them anymore. I don't know.
Oh.
I also don't see Nerds a lot.
What about Nerds? Have you seen the Nerds rope clusters?
So the Nerds rope are the Nerds product that I see the most.
They're the best product. And they got
You just want to shoot things.
Dude, I am so good at target practice. It's got, like I never want to go hunting because I don't like killing animals for fun, but I get so much satisfaction from marksmanship. Like I love being able to be like, pachoo pachoo,
Yeah,
got
what
that
he
target.
wanted to do, right? Oh, I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. He wanted to take his roommates and line them up. He wanted me to take them to the roof, and he said we should shoot at them with the Nerf guns. I'm lying.
Pachoo pachoo. You know what? I think it comes back from just that that ancient urge of David against Goliath to just sling that slingshot and just there's that
Just murder him and his family.
not his family, it was just the one dude who was like
You telling me that if David didn't have a gun, that he wouldn't have fucking if David had a gun, Goliath's cousins, the aunties, the uncles, everybody's getting it.
this summer David's got a gun.
Okay, this is which in that time, okay, BC, right? Which faction, group, religion, or country would be the most devastating if you gave them Nerf guns?
The Romans. Obvious.
Why the Romans?
Because they actually had like an organized military. They had a professional army.
Just imagine the them running around with this, with this blue and orange Nerf gun that I got from a Family Dollar.
No,
that was
'cause-
going out of business. This is like the world's cheapest Nerf gun. I bet you, like, this has no frills. I bet you, like, if you get the regular one, it has like built-in Find My with your iPhone. It probably has an app.
It's got a spotter for you.
You know.
It's got a.
Out of ammo. Out of ammo.
We just purchased more ammo. For it.
it's like remember your Nerf subscription, or else. Then you're running into the Nerf store. Ah!
My dad was always real keen on gun discipline, and so even if with like Nerf guns and stuff, if he saw us pointing it like point blank at someone, he was like, "Don't do that." Like if I were doing this, he'd be like, "Don't do that."
Don't do what I just did.
Don't do. He'd be like, when you're playing, like when you're in the moment, whatever, but like don't.
What is your favorite toy brand?
Lego.
So I
fucking loved
also my
Bionicles.
favorite toy brand. One good thing about Lego, all right, and this is obviously a big part of their marketing. This is part of their push. So whenever you see influencers or anybody who's not me, because I don't get paid, because nobody's paying me, please pay me. Lego, please pay me.
Especially you too, Nerf.
It's because it's Nerf.
Or nothing.
You can go into a Lego store, and if you need a piece, they'll give you a piece, because they're not fucking worth anything.
And if you go to a Nerf store and then you need a piece, they'll give you a piece.
Oh my god. It's like bouncing around. I feel like Lego is like so simple, but it's like, you know, one of the best toys. Some of my favorite toys that I haven't seen a lot is the putty that takes the words off of the page.
Silly putty.
Silly putty. I feel like, does that even exist anymore? I was playing with silly putty when I was like 5 years old.
It's funny that you say that. I have a friend who, when he gets a little stoned, likes to just have something to play with in his hands. And Yahtzee. And it just so happens that he kept silly putty in his fanny pack just to have like a something to fixate your hand movements when you get anxious and need something to just kind of fidget with.
How does that work? I never thought about that. What's the text?
What do you mean?
Because you could take the silly putty
And just
you put
smear it on the ink?
on the page like this, and then when you pull it up, it would have an imprint of the page, and it would have like some of the ink.
Well, it's only silly putty when you do that on the comics section. If you do it on the economy section, then it's serious putty.
That's good. I love that. That's actually pretty great. I can see he's like, ooh, I got
one. Slipped one past the goalie on that one.
If
Thank
silly
you.
putty can copy the text of anything, what does serious putty do?
Counterfeit. Serial putty does forgeries. Wait,
What colors does silly putty come in?
Peach, pasty.
And what crime does that color do?
Oh, white collar crimes.
What crime does the do they have black silly putty? Actually, that'd be really useless. Cause the ink thing. I don't know if that's just silly putty. When I was a kid, that was like a whole thing. And it was like goopy. Honestly, the slime thing has blown up a lot.
Slime is like silly putty with no practical use. Silly putty, okay. Here's my thing. Silly putty, you could wad up into a ball, you could bounce it, you could like stretch it out. It would be like one of those stretchy hands. So you'd be like, yoink, gotcha. You could do the whole newspaper thing. Slime, what do? You're just fucking gross. You're just like
Tell me
make
how.
a fart noise? Okay. Yeah. Fucking grow up, slime. Okay, you put a little glitter in it. Now it's like sparkle slime. Ooh, it's still just you put your thumb in the canister and it makes a fart noise, and that's
They're
all
putting
slime
sparkles in our slimes. Back in my day, slime only came in two colors, blue and pink. If you were a boy, they give you blue, and if you were a girl, they would give you pink. And there were no sparkles in it. And if you came to my house with sparkles, if your silly puddle has sparkles in it, then I tell you what, sweetie, then you can't do that. And autistic, I don't understand what that means. Why are you telling me that? Also, don't go into that room with your shoes on. Don't touch those things that way.
My slime putty has two pronouns, and it's kiss my grits.
Oh my god! I actually, I feel like, damn, man, we slipped up because there's a lot of stuff we could talk about. What do you think? What do you think of some woke? What do you think are some woke toys? What do you think a woke toy is?
Oh, I just thought of like maybe a Baby Alive parody.
I feel like people don't know what Baby Alive is.
It's the doll baby where it's like it had some sort of like equilibrium in its eyelids, so when you tilted it upside down, its eyes would go to sleep, and it's like you can make your baby go to sleep, and then you're like, go to sleep.
Oh my god, we missed out on marketing. You got Transformers. We got
The fact that He-Man and the He-Man guys were all just part of a toy conglomeration being like, we need to make cartoons for the sake of toys. You know, it was a fun game I like to play with my family.
What's this game?
Liar's Dice. You ever play Liar's Dice?
No, what's Liar's Dice?
You would take your dice and you would have a cup and you would throw them down and you'd be like,
well, it's almost like I have a cup right here.
and you'd be like, there's 4 5s on this table. And then the next person would look at their rattled dice and be like, I just say there's 4 6s on this table.
Oh, but then you would have to bluff and figure out if they're lying or not.
And you have to incrementally go up by either the number on the die or the number of die.
Go up. All right, too many rules. Go up incrementally to what? Too many rules. Too many rules. Too many rules.
So if you're playing with 4 people and each person's got 4 die.
No. Just want to shoot. Just want to shoot.
Just click, clack, boom, plow.
Please keep explaining to me. I'm very curious. Please keep explaining to me.
So then you would say there's 4 people with 4 die apiece. So there's 16 die on the table. So you'd incrementally go up until someone inevitably says something ridiculous like, there are 16 4s on this table. And you're like, there is no way that every die on this table is a 4.
But then it is.
And so you would lose a die.
Oh, I know that game.
It's what they played in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's the game for Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's the game that Bootstraps plays with the bootstraps.
They still have Pirates of the Caribbean. Damn. I feel like we're going to come back to toys again.
Because toys aren't just you and me. Toys are vosotros.
Listen, this was delicious.
What was it? A sunset of whimsy.
A whimsical sunset.
Is there any other toys, like just the toy lore that you want to kind of back up? Because we did talk about Bionicles, right? We talked about Legos. We talked about Bionicles. That was like my favorite toy as a kid.
Oh my god! You into Bionicles? It's so funny because you've mentioned Bionicles.
All right. If you want to know more about my opinions on Bionicles, check out the Lego episode. Right?
Yeah. Actually, I feel like we're gonna have to bring some Legos back. Maybe we should have a Legos versus Bionicles.
Fuck, dude. I can get my hands on some Bionicles.
Oh, hell yeah.
If I could get my hands on some like OG. I used to have a binder full of all of the saved like booklets and stuff that I had from my original Bionicles sets. Because Bionicles, I loved a toy that you could build the toy to then play with the toy. That was my favorite. I had a bunch of those like the dinosaurs that you put in water and then they grow like
18 I used to love
times
those.
the size. I fucking love those, man.
Yeah, I used to love the building toys. I remember like back, oh my god, in the basement of the World Trade Center before 9/11, the PBS had a store, the PBS store, and my mother bought me like a robot.
A robot?
Yeah, and she helped me put it together, and it had 2 forms, and she sat there with me all day. We watched the 10 Commandments from beginning to end, and we did it. And then when she was at work the next day, I took it apart and made the other thing. Poorly.
Wait, what was the other thing?
It was like a car.
It could be either a robot or a car.
Yeah, and I did it poorly. And some there was like pieces missing, and then like, my mother was not happy.
Was she offended that you
She wasn't
unbuilt?
offended, I guess. Oh my god, I think she was just upset because she spent like fucking 30 hours, fucking like she spent a whole the 10 Commandments. If you don't know,
That's like a
okay,
5-hour movie.
that movie is like fucking 5 hours, okay. And we started before and after, okay, and then I just took that shit apart when she was at work.
Goddamn.
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 We're gonna have to come back to toys again, and we got to do more, so much more, specifically more, like different kinds of toys. Maybe one day we can do, if we ever get like a Patreon or something, we could do like adult toys. Just let us know if there's something you'd be interested in. You see, I'm putting up a sexy pose.
Wait. We're doing sexy poses.
Bond girl.
Other toys. Oh. Whoops.
So it goes off so early. Anyway,
That has been Toys
oh my god.
with Was That in Good Taste? My name has been Chandler Phillips,
I've been James Beery.
and our cocktail, if you don't remember, was the Whimsical Sunset.
And if you want to advertise with us,
Reach out to whatever.
yes. If you want to advertise with us, reach out at was that a good taste at gmail.com. Of course. Don't forget that you can find this guy. Look in the thing. That thing. Just look down there. You're gonna see that. Okay. Don't forget. Okay. We have some really cool, interesting episodes coming up.
Yes.
Keep your eyes on this page. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you do all the things.
Like and comment.
Man, this has been great. I guess. Oh, actually, drinking is not required.
But it is recommended.